Hey guys, QwertyQwertz here, and today I'll be doing a critique of Kiwi Cuber's 13.22 clock average. So before this video starts, I'll be doing free clock critiquing for anyone who wants it, so just let me know in the comments if you want some critiquing. Okay, so let's get started with the first scramble. Okay, so this is the first scramble. It isn't too bad by the looks of it at the start here. So we have two diagonals here, nothing else too great on this side. We've also got these two here that like match up. So basically she started by matching up these three with these two here, which is a good start. I probably would have done that as well, and it also matches that top piece up there. But then instead of matching just these three with that one there and then matching the bottom ones to that one there, she does left -1, which kind of puts that out of the AUF, which wasn't a great move. And then she does down 3, which is a bit awkward to do. Also, I'm kind of at a weird angle right now, so I can't really do turns very well. And then she does all 1 to 12 o'clock. So personally, I probably would have done the same side because it's pretty easy to one look. Want the cross anyway. So I would notice that if I moved this one across over to here, which would align these three up, it would solve this one, and I could just see that this one would be 1 left to that one. So I would instantly do -4 like Kiwi Cuber did, then -1 down here, and probably something like that, but it would have been a bit awkward to do a D at the end. But honestly, I could have done something like that maybe. But anyway, she flipped over to this angle, like from this corner down to the left, like that. Which is fine because this is pretty easy to do a move on. Could have possibly had it up the top, I don't really know pin order. But this would have worked for my pin order, which is weird, but still I guess it's not like down here, which wouldn't have been great. So she decides to match these two pieces here with that one here by doing U3, which isn't too bad, because it could line this one up, even though it's not like, doesn't really matter if it's 12 o'clock or not. Still can do -2, -2. If you did down left here and then down left again at the bottom, that could be 2 moves to finish across. But instead she matches up these 3 here with that one there by doing left to -2, which isn't too bad. It's still 2 moves, but a bit less effective. Then she does down left -4. Sorry, it's down -4, which solves across there. And then I think she uses the same pin order as I do, sliding top left and then it's going around this way. And all that was fine. So personally for the whole solve, I probably would have started here. I think she started around this way, but I would have done it here. This is a bit easier to finger trick, so I could have seen that the -4 across here would solve this one down here. And I could easily do just U moves to finish that side. And then I'd memorize the start of the next flip, which would probably be just straight like this. Because I could do the -4 over here to match these 3 up here, and then this piece would only be 1 off this one here, and they'd be very close together to finish. So I'll do -4, quickly do that cross, flip, quickly do that, and now you see that these two here are very matched together, like very close, so you're going to do that, and then there's normal pin order. Okay, time for solve 2. So in my opinion, the scramble is kind of awful. There's like no bars and no diagonals or anything like that. So basically she decides to start on this side here, which isn't too bad at this orientation. With my pin order I would have done -1 and then 2 on that side probably. So she decides to match this middle one up here with that one over here by doing R3. And it seems that she's using a lot of like 2 moves, I don't know what you call it, but like 2 pins every time. If you get it at another clock or something, I'm just going to use this as an example. Basically it's less efficient or less fast and stuff and kind of harder to do, like more than 1 pin. 1 pin's fairly fast. Doing 2 is a little bit harder because it's moving more gears. And once you get up to 4 it's just like a lot slower. So you could use 2 pins for every move if you wanted to. And it wouldn't really change the efficiency too much, just because it's wide moves, but just because it's like 2 pins. It just makes it harder to turn, I think. But anyway, she does up 4 to match these 2 with that one there. And then instead of matching like these 3 here with that one there, and then doing like left -6, she just does left -6 first, and then does down -1. So that probably could have been a bit more efficient there by doing just that down left -1, and then could have matched up near the top and just done the AUF a lot closer. And then she does all 4 to do the cross. And then she does this flip again over here. I don't know why, but on 0512 she does this, which is quite strange because it's not a standard way of flipping. Most people do this, and some people do this. But I'd say if you're trying to flip without actually knowing what's on the other side, and you're not really looking ahead, just go like this. It's a lot faster, I'd say. I do sometimes do this and stuff, and that. Only if I'm like memorizing a side and it's easier to do it at that angle. So anyway, she matches this one here with the left one here, so right 6, and then up 5 to match those two with this one here. And then once again, I'd probably do -2 and -2 here, because it matches these ones here, and then that one there. But she matches the bottom one first, so she does left -4, and then down -2. And then she just has the standard corners like I do. Okay, so I have to admit that this scramble is extremely awful, and there's nothing really good on it. But the best thing I did see just before, where was it? I can't find it anymore. Oh, here it was. So, my pin order is down left, up left, as the first two moves. So that means I can match these two, but on -2, and then this one on -2. I prefer like shorter ones that are consistent, like -1, -1, -2, -2. I find those a lot better. The thing is, it's going to end around here, once I've actually done the whole cross, so it means it'll end with like a +5 or a -5 or a 6 or something like that. So I'm going to memorize this side last as -2, -2, and I also have to find where I have to flip. So this is not a great side because I have to do a 6. Right over here. That's not great. That's not awful. I might end up with this one, so it's still a -5, but it's not great. So I need to find where my -2 was. So I'm going to memorize -2, -2 with my pin order for the other side. So it was over here. So I'd probably do this. It's all just standard order. And then I flip over here, remember -2, -2. And as I said, it's going to end around here, this area here. And if we ended this for the first side, we'd have to do like a -5, which is not too optimal. Okay, so now we're on to Scramble 3. Instantly I see these first two bars here, which aren't too bad. And then these two bars as well, so it looks like a decent scramble. And actually, these two bars right here match up to these two. So that's basically one move into 4 being done, and then it's just another move from there to finish across, apart from AUF. This side here, it's okay, you can't really match up 4 pieces super easily compared to this. But basically she starts on this side here, like this. And I think she tries to do a U move, but she accidentally puts all the pins down and does -2 at the top there. So that's not great, but that happens sometimes. But then she does R-2 to match those two pieces here with that one there. And then she does up 2 to match these 3 pieces here with that one there. And then she does left -5, and then O -4. Not the worst cross I've seen. And again she flips over this way, like that. And she probably would have seen these two in inspection and possibly these. But she kind of ignores that part of it and just does this part here, because she does right 5. And breaking that one away, we've got these 3 now. And then she matches these 3 here with that one there, but going left -5. And then finishing with down 5. I'm not good at DR moves, I'm sorry. So that wasn't great based on the cross that there was. After I finish corners here, I'll show you what I would have done on that, considering it was 1 move to 4 pieces. And then basic corners there. So basically I would have seen these really quickly, probably. So I could see that if I move this one to match these two here, this piece over here would end up being 1 from the AUF, so that's basically a 3-move side I can 1-look very easily. Over here, the 2 bars are right there if I flip, which isn't good, so I'll probably try this, and that would end up at -5. Okay, so this is Scramble 4. It's actually quite a strange scramble because if you look on the other side, they're all at like up, down, or across. None of them are diagonal, and that's because the scramble only had 3 and 6 moves on one side, and there were like 7 of them. So that's kind of strange. When I first see the scramble, it's not great, because if I moved these two to match these two, this one over here, I'd have to do a -6, and then go to AOF. This side's also pretty good. I could just do a -2, -1, and these two would still be fairly close to each other. But she starts with this side here, and I would have done the same thing honestly, because it's a pretty good side. And she starts with up 3 to match these 3 here, and then right 3, left 6, and then all -6. Not an amazing solution, because you probably shouldn't have made a line on that cross. And then she flips over this way again, and then does right -2 to match these two here, up 1 to match with these ones here, and then left -1 to match these 3 with that one there. And then she does down 3, oops, that's 4, and then she does not the best corners, but I probably wouldn't have seen this, but you could do 2 of them at the same time by doing like that, but no, I probably would have not seen that anyway. But yeah, this didn't lead to the greatest corners. It didn't lead to the greatest corners, but you can't really affect that in the solve. It's just kind of luck-based unless you're like somehow really good. Alright, so I would have started with the same side, probably starting with upright and matching these two with these two here, and then doing -6, -3 to solve that cross. This is probably better doing it this way, -2, -1, but I'm going to do it this way just because it's easy to flip this way, and it's only -1, 2, which is a little bit more annoying, but it doesn't really matter, it's not much worse. I'll probably save a little bit of time than having to flip like this. So I'm going to memorize -1, 2 for that side for my pin order. So I'll start doing that, matching these ones here. 6 across, 3 back, and then -1, 2 to solve these 3 here. Probably just sort of flow that like that, so it solves across there. And then this corners once again. Alright, so this is Scramble 5, and this one was a DNF, which is what you guys will see soon, why it was a DNF. It's pretty good, you can see these two match up here. One's very similar and another one's pretty similar up there. On the other side we've got 2 that match, one right next to it and the other one also right next to it. The other one's quite far away, but that can pretty much be like, still really good. I can one-look that side very easily. So she starts on this side, and she does right -1 to match these two with that one there. Pretty good start, you can see that it matches this one to AOF. So you could probably do -6, -4, which isn't too bad. But instead she matches the whole top layer here with that one there. And then she does left 2 there. And she thought that was solved for the cross, and that's why it was a DNF. Instead of doing that at the end, she just left it there. So she flips over to the side here, matches these two here, we're doing right 3. Matches these 3 here with that one there, we're doing up 1. And then left -2 to match all those. And then the standard corners, which are also pretty good corners. And then again it was a DNF because she forgot to do the 6 on the first side. Okay, so this is actually a very good scramble. I would have done this side last because I can see a 2-move cross on here. I don't know if you guys can spot it. I'll leave it here for a bit for you guys to spot it. 2-move cross excluding the all move at the end because that's why I'm doing this move last. It ends with like a -4 or something. So no, it ends with a 5. And that would not be a great ending for a cross, so I'll do a 2-mover on there. This side is 3-move cross, including AOF. So this side I'd actually do -2 down here, and it would match these two down to this piece here. So basically these, after doing the -2 here, it would match these 3 here, and then these two will be opposite, so that's just 2 moves. So I memorize -2, and then I'd do 3 up here. So first of all, I'd do this on this side to match that one there, and then do that. Bit awkward, but it's fine. And basically you can do the -2 over there, and then 3. Now that cross is solved, and then it says corners. That was actually a very, very nice scramble, so that was pretty good. Yeah, I think she basically needs to focus especially on efficiency. She needs to start doing more like 1-move turns rather than 2. It's a lot easier, and there are a lot of easy, like, lucky cases that she skipped a bit. The turning was also pretty good, but there was some overturning, as I saw, and it could be a little bit faster. that can definitely be increased by practicing, which is basically just everything in clock. But yeah, thank you to Kiwi Cuber for being in this video, all link are in the description. If you guys want any coaching for clock, order it for free, and I'll make a video like this. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye everyone.